Nolan, and this is NNC Visuals, and I got my friend Mac Robinson, aka Mac Muscle, from San Diego here. What's up, brother?
What's good, man? What's up?
Oh, man,
Happy to be here.
I'm glad to be here too. We're here at Hendo Studios doing a little podcast called Road to Olympia. And the reason for this podcast, we got together a couple weeks ago. We just started talking about your goals and where you want to end up in your bodybuilding career, and it's obviously going to end up at Mr. Olympia. That's where we're trying to go. So first, before we get started, tell everybody out there who you are.
So for those of you guys that don't know me, actually my name is Mark Robinson. So it's a funny story, man. It's a long story on how my name kind of switched from Mark to Mac. It's just something dealing with, my family. But, the name just kind of transitioned over to Mac Muscle just because it made sense more since now that I'm in the bodybuilding industry. So kid from St. Louis, Missouri, found his way over to Texas, now over to San Diego, California, which is kind of like the mecca of bodybuilding. It's only been like, one of those things that just made you fit in with the crowd, since bodybuilding or lifting weights in the gym was always like a part of me.
Right.
So it's just been a natural thing to just kind of fit in with everybody that's around here that are the elite competitors, I would say.
That's what's up. So did you lift weights when you were in St. Louis, or did it all start here?
No, definitely no. It was I actually was 14 years old. I was the smallest kid in my class, if you could believe it or not, man. Shortest kid, smallest kid, just a frail, bony child, just wanted to play sports but was too small to play football. So found myself in the weight room, at least trying to put on a little more muscle, since I never had the height advantage of most kids. But fell in love with the gym and actually never went back to sports. And each and every day was just a grind from there. So from the age of 14 all the way up until this day, it's just been something that turned like hobby into more of a lifestyle.
That's what's up, man. And so what accomplishments have you made right now in bodybuilding? So you moved out here from St. Louis, you got into San Diego, fell in love with the bodybuilding scene even more, and then so where are you at now? Where are we at in your bodybuilding career now?
It's kind of funny. Actually was not by choice. Like I said, I've always been in the gym lifting weights, just because it was a hobby of mine. At first it was a hobby, but a good friend of mine kind of convinced me to do a show just because he was a competitor in men's physique. So last year we did our show out in Las Vegas. Didn't win that show, but it turned out to be kind of fun. And just because I've always had the background of lifting weights and eating right, I just felt like if I had a little more guidance from maybe like coaching or anything like that, then I would have more success in the industry. So with this next year, or this year that we've had this year, I found a lot of success in local shows and even at the USAs out in Arizona. So first year in the game, turned pro back in late July, won overall at the USA's for men's physique. So I guess you could kind of say it's the title of #1 amateur coming out of America. So that's pretty cool.
Let's talk about that. So you turned pro. So what does that mean for people out there who don't know about bodybuilding and the labels and the titles and the rankings and stuff like that? What does it mean to actually turn pro? Like, what does that mean for a bodybuilder your stature?
Yeah, so there's levels to it. So before you can even turn pro, you have to qualify for that show. So, what happens is you go to local shows or NPC shows, and at those shows you have to either rank first or second in your class. And, each class is broken out by your height, 5'6", 5'7", 5'7", 5'8", XY, all the way up until like 6 foot and up. So once you actually, qualify to even go compete for your pro card, now you have this large show, like I said, USA's. This year it was in Phoenix, Arizona. You have all these individuals from around the country, international individuals, doesn't matter. Not everybody's trying to compete for their pro card. And again, the only top 2 people for their class are the ones that actually turn pro. So I want to say this year we had somewhere close to maybe 200 competitors, all different, maybe like 8 different height classes. So, broken out, only 16 people came away with their pro card or turned pro this year. So for everyone that won first in their height classes, those individuals, all compete to see who is the overall, who actually has the best physique, out of everybody. And like I said, with the plan that we put together this year, not only did I turn pro, but I also won the overall for the USA. So, that just kind of sets yourself above.
Oh yeah, we throwing out shots for that. Day. You just can't go out there and just say, "Oh, I won overall," and just leave it like that. We're gonna throw out some shots for that.
I mean, it's not a shot. I mean, honestly, I will say it was a good amount of intimidation there. You walk into a huge arena filled with top level athletes. Everybody there, some guys are even bigger than you. Some guys are maybe have are leaner than you. Some maybe toner than you, whatever. Or even muscles bigger in certain areas. But at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to the art of being able to present it on stage. So with the practice that we put in, man, I mean, I kind of had like a well-balanced package that kind of set myself up, above the rest or above the competition. Again, I got to say it was an honor just to even, make it that far with the team that I had, and like the motivation that I had kind of pushed me for the 5 months that I was prepping. But just to walk away with the title of USA, it was like being on another level, man.
Let's get this right. Let's get this right. You didn't even really want, like, not say you didn't want to get into bodybuilding, but you kind of just happened into bodybuilding, the competition.
True.
And then not only do you just kind of fall into it, then you won your first place in your category, and then overall.
Right.
Man.
So I won, a local show down in Texas, the Ronnie Coleman Classic. Small show, not a lot of competitors there, but it still was some strong competition. So they kind of gave me some good momentum, and this was back in June. And then a week later came out here and had another competition. Only this time I got second, and this was like middle of June. So that kind of set like a bad taste in my mouth, because I knew the USA's was coming up to turn pro. So if I'm losing at shows out here in California where there are a majority of high level competitors out on this scene, on this side of the country, what does that say about what's going to happen in USA's in Phoenix in 6 weeks? So I mean, I took the judges' feedback, took it all with humility, and just put the plan together and just stay consistent in it all. So that's why I say, man, like even going to the USA's, walking away with the overall title, it just was like more than what you would imagine, because the whole plan, like I said, was just to turn pro. I was personally cool with just getting second, but once you get the first place in your division or in your class, then it's like, oh, I got the potential to actually be number one overall. So, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it.
So what I'll say is this: at what point when you started doing all this that you thought, man, I got something here, like. This isn't just a hobby for me. Now it's actually coming into something that is, like, I can really do something big in bodybuilding. At what point or which show did you kind of wake up and see that? Or was that something that you just thought of, like, as soon as you stepped on stage, like, man, this is where I'm at?
So it was the USA show. They put the thought in my mind that, the potential is endless, because, there's only one overall winner every year. And, that says a lot about the potential for an individual going forward. But what really set that mentality that, hey, I have the potential to really be on the big stage with the big guys, was a week after earning my pro card. I flew out to Tampa, Florida, to compete in my first pro show just 1 week later, and I actually got fourth place. And the three individuals that beat me are all Olympians themselves. They all were on the Olympia stage this year.
Okay.
So coming out, straight out the gate from USA straight to a pro show and to earn fourth, competing against guys that have always, had years in the game. To stand on the stage next to Olympians, it not only was an honor, but it was an eye-opener to say, okay, I've only been in the game for a short while, but stay consistent, keep working towards the goal, and, over time, I'll be the next one up, right?
So, all right, so the Mr. Olympia, for people who don't know what Mr. Olympia is, Mr. Olympia is like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding.
True.
That is where everybody, if you're in bodybuilding, you're serious about bodybuilding, at the end of your career, you would like to be on the Olympia stage, right?
True. Yeah.
So, me, I am obviously not a competitor because I like to eat, but I have gone to plenty of Mr. Olympia shows, and that is a grand stage to be on. That is something that it's just as a spectator, you just feel the energy of the guys on stage, from when they're doing their routines, to they're doing their pose offs. Like, the energy and just the level of those guys are just, I mean, that's next level. That's the NFL, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
With that being said, with you being so new into bodybuilding, you got your first place trophies, You got your overall, you got your fourth place. What makes you think at this point you can compete at that level? Not saying that you can't, but what makes you think that with you being so new into bodybuilding, that you can really make it to the Olympia stage in 2022?
Well, at no point in time did I ever doubt that I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, like joining into this sport, I just so happened to join into this sport. Had a good base from when I started. You know, I just needed some good coaching and some good guidance on how to eat right and how to exercise correctly, right, to be more efficient in the gym or get the most out of my macros. And in just a short amount of time, we took where we was, you know, starting off to a USA overall winner, to a fourth place winner down to Tampa. And that's within 7 or 8 months of starting that progress or starting the journey. So going forward, I mean, I'm still young, 27 years old, so I have years to be able to continue to develop, you know, have more mature muscles, you know, work on posing, get my momentum to carry me over that hump to not only get me on that stage, but also get me in the lineup of the top finalists. I never was discouraged. You know, I see a few Olympians, you know, even now at the gym that I train, you know, Kyron Holden. I've seen Brian. He's a classic physique guy, but either way, it's just like seeing those guys and comparing myself to, you know, how they look or their physique now. It's like, oh, I'm not far off. So I have the potential not only to elevate myself and, you know, continue to work towards the platform that those guys have been on, you know, top 3 overall winners of the Olympia themselves. I have that potential and I'm going to go and get it. So it's more of a hunger thing and a mentality just to be consistent in it all.
So is there anything that scares you when it comes to that level? Like you know, like you said, you're stepping on stage, you're working out, you're seeing the Olympians that have already been on the stage. You go to the gym, you see them working out. Obviously, when you have a hunger for something or a passion for something, there's very little, if anything, that can actually scare you. But if there was something that kind of would put not doubt in your mind, but would scare you a little bit, what would you say that would be, if anything?
I'm honest with myself. I'm scared of every competition that I do. Just for the simple fact of I see the potential in all the other guys as well. I know the potential in myself, but I also know that at any given moment somebody can steal the show. So I take that type of fear or that mentality and kind of switch that and use that as energy to make sure that I don't leave anything left in the tank. You know, because I'm scared, I know I'm finna go hard, or I know I'm finna, you know, put on a show because I'm scared of losing, you know. Competitive guy, man. I don't like to come, you know, runner up or second place or anything like that. And if at any point in time, like I said, when I lost my first show out here in California, after I lost, it put a really bad taste in my mouth to where I used that energy consistently for the next 6 weeks to make sure that I took the judges' feedback and came back with an even better package to win. You know, because you put all the time in. It's so funny. You put months of effort and energy in, but you're actually on that stage for every bit of 20 seconds. You know, it can all be over so fast. So it's like, how do you want to spend that 20 seconds? You know, wishing that, oh, I forgot to hit this pose, or I forgot to squeeze here, I forgot to blow out there, or man, I forgot, you know, something. No, I'm not trying to leave anything left in the tank because I have the potential. And I'm scared to lose. I just don't want to lose. So I use that energy, man. I said all that basically to say, man, I use that energy to make sure I don't crap out.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I feel you. I was the same way. Like playing football is just, you know, you practice, you practice hard. You go to the gym, you work out, you do your plays. But then like game day, man, that's dog. It's just nothing like game day, man.
Yeah.
But you know, you use that fear. You used everything that's stacked up against you to help you push forward. So that's what's up, man. Well, we're gonna end it here. We just wanted to give you guys a quick brief introduction on where we're going. The road to Olympia is what we're gonna call this, man.
Yeah.
God, I'm excited, man, as a creative, just being able to talk to you and kind of put our heads together on how this is gonna look in 2022, man. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the people to follow it. And when we get on stage, when I say we, like I want to be on there. But
I'm gonna have you there with me, man. I'm gonna have you there with me in heart.
I'll be in the backstage cheering them on, man. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see what this year's gonna bring. Once again, this is Nolan with NNC Visuals with my boy Mac, aka Mark Robinson.
Hey, hold on, that's hilarious. How can my first name be that?
this whole time I've been calling him Mac. I got a Mac in my phone. I was like, I introduced him as Mac. He's like, by the way, my name is Mark.
No, it's cool. It's sometimes I do introduce myself as Mac. Sometimes Mark. It depends on the setting.
It
depends on the
situation.
Yeah.
I get you, man. So yeah, but if you're not following me, make sure you get on Instagram. Follow me at NNC_visuals on IG. YouTube channel's coming soon, and make sure you give them your handle. How can they find you?
Of course, man. If you're not following me, Facebook, Instagram is Mac Muscle Fit. All one word. That's Mac MACK Muscle Fit. So I mean, easy way to find me. And if you don't follow, then pretty soon you're gonna be seeing me coming across your feed anyway. So. I mean, you're gonna follow one way or another.
One way or another. Make sure you follow him now, because once he get on stage, don't try it like we've been friends forever. Make sure you get on the train now. But
right.
Listen, y'all stay tuned. We're definitely gonna give you guys a show before the show. All right, take care.